Opening a U.S. bank account as a non-resident can feel like an impossible task. The process seems full of obstacles, long flights, confusing requirements, and the constant worry of getting scammed by remote service providers. But guess what? I've been in your shoes, and today, I'm going to share with you exactly how I managed to open not one but 5 U.S. bank accounts and 2 U.S. credit cards, all while living outside the country. And you won't need a social security number or to step foot in the U.S. to do it. Whether you're interested in offshore USD banking, low-fee international transfers, business or personal accounts, debit cards, or investment accounts with major U.S. banks, this video covers it all. So, let's dive in, and by the end, you'll know how to get the U.S. banking perks you want, even as a non-resident. 1. Why you have more options than you think. Here's something many people don't realize. Even as a non-resident, you actually have several excellent options for U.S. banking. But not all banks make it easy for foreigners to open accounts, so let's go over the 3 types of banks you should know about. Mainland U.S. banks. These include big names like Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Chase, and Citibank. They're reliable and FDIC insured up to $250,000, but not all of them make it easy for non-residents to open accounts. Puerto Rican banks. These offer a loophole for non-residents to bank in USD without an SSN. Popular choices include Zenith Bank and FV Bank. Non-bank EMIs. Companies like Wise that provide banking features without technically being banks. They're great for international transfers, but they lack some traditional protections. Let's break down which of these categories might be best for you, depending on your needs. 2. Choosing the right bank for your needs before opening an account. Ask yourself, what's your primary reason for wanting a U.S. bank account? This will help you narrow down the right bank type. For business purposes, if you're running a U.S. LLC or planning to do so, banks like Mercury and Relay Fire are top picks. They're designed for online use, offer FDIC-insured accounts, and make it easy to manage multiple virtual debit cards. For personal needs, for personal banking, you might consider Charles Schwab's International Brokerage account. It's an incredibly versatile account with a debit card, investment options, and easy remote access. For international transfers, if you primarily need a U.S. bank account for affordable USD transfers, Wise is a great option. It's not a traditional bank but offers competitive fees and currency exchange rates. 3. The pros and cons of Puerto Rican banks. Many non-residents consider Puerto Rican banks for U.S. dollar banking without the usual requirements. Zenith Bank, FV Bank, and Strategic Bank are 3 common choices. While they might sound promising, here's a reality check. Advantages: easy remote setup and eligibility for residents from over 150 countries. Plus, banks like Zenith offer simple account setups with just a passport and proof of address. Drawbacks: the biggest downside is lack of FDIC insurance. Unlike U.S. mainland banks, Puerto Rican banks don't offer federal protection, meaning your deposits could be at risk in case of bank failure. In my view, only use Puerto Rican banks if you have no other options. 4. The magic of Wise for international transfers. Let's talk about Wise, one of the most popular non-bank options. Wise allows non-residents to open an account online quickly, and it excels at transferring U.S. dollars internationally. You can set up multiple currencies, and in some countries, they even provide a debit card. Pros: quick online setup, easy currency exchanges, low fees, and a seamless app. Cons: Wise isn't FDIC insured for all accounts, so be cautious with large deposits. It's ideal for sending USD internationally but not as a primary banking solution. 5. Mercury and Relay Fire. Best online banking for U.S. LLCs. If you're running a U.S. LLC, Mercury and Relay Fire are hands down 2 of the best banking options for non-residents. Both offer online-only setups, modern interfaces, and high FDIC insurance levels, up to $5 million with Mercury. Ease of setup: you don't need to visit the U.S., and their interfaces are perfect for managing your business finances remotely. Insurance and credit options: Mercury offers FDIC insurance and even a credit card if you maintain a $25,000 balance, a great benefit if you're handling larger transactions. Eligibility: Mercury is more flexible with supported countries, but both options require a US LLC, and ideally, some US-based business activity. 6. The Hidden Gem. Charles Schwab's International Brokerage Account for personal banking without a US address. Charles Schwab's International Brokerage Account is a hidden gem. This account doubles as both a banking and investment account, making it ideal if you're looking to manage your finances remotely. Key benefits. FDIC insurance up to $250,000, no need for a US address, and remote opening. Plus, their debit card is fantastic for international travel, with no foreign transaction fees and ATM fee rebates worldwide. Investment perks. As a brokerage account, Schwab allows non-residents to invest in U.S. securities and participate in U.S. Treasury auctions. This option is rarely discussed but provides incredible flexibility and security for international users. It's my top choice for non-residents needing a U.S. bank account for personal use. 7. How to open a U.S. bank account with the big banks. Top 5. If you're set on banking with a major U.S. bank like Chase, Bank of America, Citi, Wells Fargo, or PNC, you can do it. But there's a trick to it. Visit in person. Unlike Mercury or Schwab, most big U.S. banks require non-residents to open accounts in person. You'll need 2 forms of ID and, in some cases, a proof of U.S. address. Pro tips. Go to high migrant areas. Branches in cities like Miami are more accustomed to helping non-residents open accounts. Prepare for rejection. Not all branches are open to non-residents, so be prepared to try multiple locations if necessary. 8. How to get a U.S. credit card without an SSN. Finally, let's talk about getting a U.S. credit card as a non-resident. If you're looking to build credit, here's the secret. An individual taxpayer identification number, ITIN. What's an ITIN? An ITIN is like a social security number substitute for tax purposes. Once you have it, you'll find it much easier to qualify for credit cards. Applying for an ITIN. Filing for an ITIN takes a few months, but companies like ITINWise can help streamline the process remotely. With an ITIN, you can apply for credit cards at most major banks. Start with a secured credit card if needed, then transition to a traditional card as your U.S. credit score builds. Wrapping it up. Opening a U.S. bank account as a non-resident might seem complicated, but as you can see, there are multiple routes to success. Whether you're looking for business banking, personal accounts, or a debit card for easy U.S. transactions, one of these options will suit your needs. And here's the best part. You don't need to pay hundreds or thousands to so-called banking services. Follow the steps we discussed, and you'll save time, money, and stress, all while enjoying the perks of U.S. banking from anywhere in the world. If you found this video valuable, smash that like button, and share your experiences or questions in the comments below. Now, let's get you set up with that U.S. bank account.